Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV. Hope you're all doing very well today. My last day in Chelmsford, back up to Manchester later on this morning, and I found a little green space in the middle of Chelmsford. Busy road. You can probably hear the traffic. It's only 7:15 in the morning. It's been noisy since about 5 when I woke up. Right guys, going to move on. We're going to talk about Cole Palmer. I think it's important to talk about Cole Palmer. And what a performance. What a second half performance, especially last night in the Super Cup. He made the difference for Manchester City, and I think that second half performance alone was a man of the match performance for the 21-year-old from Wythenshawe, who's been at City since he was about, I think, 8 years old. Big City fan. It was a tremendous performance, and there's quite a few things I liked about what he did last night. Besides that wonderful goal, I don't know how he managed to get Haaland to leave the ball for him. That is actually quite remarkable, because if you remember, I think the game against Burnley when Phil Foden had an opportunity at the far post, and Haaland was there, and Haaland was in front of him, and Haaland didn't leave it for Phil. But Cole Palmer had that, let's say, maturity to actually ask for the ball. I'm not sure if Phil did it against Burnley, but Cole asked for Erling to leave it. Erling left it, and what a sumptuous finish. As the commentators on BT said last night, he didn't meet it with his forehead, he met it with the side of his head, so he could put it back the way it came, kind of, and past the keeper. It was a really cracking finish, and I think the performance last night showed a new maturity from Cole Palmer. Now, there's something I've been asking for pretty much all last season from Cole Palmer. I think he played 13 or 14 times in the league, scoring 1 goal. And what really stood out for me, what really disappointed me last season, was he didn't know what to do and when to do it. Let me explain. Okay, he got plenty of ball, but what we are under Pep, especially now, is a possession-based team. We pass the ball around a lot, looking for that chink in our opponent's armour, that opportunity to play a killer ball. But we're not gung-ho about it. We take our time, we pass the ball backwards, we recycle it, we move it around the pitch, we pull our opponents all over the place, looking for that opportunity. So Cole wasn't doing it well enough last season. Here's an example. Okay, Riyad Mahrez, Jack Grealish. When Riyad was playing for Leicester, when Jack was playing for Aston Villa, they could take risks, and they did, and they lost the ball. Okay, but we only kind of remember the times that they did something special, because they could do something special, okay, with the ball. But let's say you try and dribble 10 times and you fail 4 times, okay? Playing for Leicester, playing for Aston Villa, that doesn't matter as much. Playing for City, you're out the team. You cannot lose that ball, and that's why Riyad Mahrez and Jack Grealish, basically, in my opinion, to change from exciting attacking talent to a little bit more, can I say this, boring. Most of the time they were boring, and occasionally they do something special, and that was a struggle for me. It is becoming boring, kind of boring football, because you're just passing the ball around. But on the other hand, it's winning football. So Pep's plans, systems, Pep's ideas, they're working. So how can you diss them? Basically, it's just not as exciting as I guess I'd like. Maybe I'm just a bit harsh, bit too greedy, asking for a little bit too much. But what Cole is now doing, he's keeping it simple. He's getting the ball. If there's a chance to take somebody on, he'll take them on. Otherwise, he'll recycle it. He'll pass it backwards. And actually, watching him yesterday, he passed it backwards a lot. Okay, and actually, especially that first half, he was reminding me of Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez would get the ball out wide. You'd say, go on Riyad, take him on, take the player on. And he wouldn't do it. he'd pass it back, recycle it, they'd pass it around, and he'd get the ball 3 or 4 times, and he still wouldn't take his player on. That's what Riyad Mahrez does. You don't lose the ball. That's what Pep wants. Now, it might, as I said, not be as exciting for us fans, because we want to see them take people on, but you can't be gung-ho, and as I said before, this works. So Cole Palmer showed yesterday, as I said, that new maturity, and it's very interesting. As I said, he kept it simple, he took players on from time to time, but he kept that ball most of the time. To be honest, actually, I might just mention this. I think it was he who lost the ball that led to their breakaway and their goal. So that's the importance of not losing that ball. He was just unlucky because Kanji had lost the ball in the first half. He'd got away with it. Kovacic had lost the ball in the first half. He'd got away with it. Rodri had given the ball away a couple of times. He got away with it. It just so happens. I mean, people probably won't remember that I think it was Cole Palmer who lost the ball high up the pitch, but that led to that counter-attack, and it led to that goal. But as I said, he kept it very, very simple, and I've been saying that all last season. I've been saying he's got to keep it simple, and we've been asking ourselves what's going to happen with Cole Palmer this season. People are saying, is he going to go out on loan? Is he going to get a lot more game time? Is he going to be sold? Obviously, important questions for the young man's future. As I said, only 21 years old. This is a pivotal, crucial, life-changing decision, not just for him, because it's not just for him to make, but for the club as well. Now, it's very interesting. I mean, I've been saying I want to give him one more season. And I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, I can't see him going out on loan, because if he goes out on loan, he won't come back. And the risk is, when you go out on loan, if you don't hit the ground running, you can get dropped by the team you've gone on loan to, and that might be a wasted season for you. And at his age, at his stage of his development, he needs more game time. If you go back and watch him playing in the EDS, he was playing all the time. You could see him develop. You could see him take great strides forward, and he was brilliant. But when you're playing in the first team, your chances are few and far between, and he didn't get too many chances, and I think he snatched that too much. He took too much on, lost the ball too much, and it didn't really work for him. I think he was too greedy, too impetuous, and too focused on, I've got to make it work, I've got to do something special, otherwise Pep will forget about me. No, it's not just that. You've got to do the simple stuff and got to get it right, and that's what he's doing. So the goal was brilliant. It was interesting, some other good bits of play. There was one where he left a player on his backside, and I tell you now, if he'd scored that goal, which I think he should have done a much better shot, it was a bit poor for me, too near the keeper, but if he'd scored that goal, there's no way he's going out. There's no way he's been sold. So I said I don't think he's going to go out on loan, and he's not, because it's just a waste of time at his age. So the options are to sell him or to keep him. Now, it was rumoured that Brighton had bid, I believe, £30 million earlier in the transfer window for Cole Palmer. City said no, they valued him a little bit higher, maybe 35 to 40 million. There's rumours that West Ham are willing to pay a little bit more than Brighton were, and maybe we get that 35 or 40 million pounds. But here's the thing. Okay, we were talking 35 or 40 million pounds, or between 30 and 40 million pounds, before the Community Shield, before this Super Cup. Okay, what's Cole done in that Community Shield? He scored a goal, wonderful goal, absolutely stunning, cutting in on his left, great goal. Super Cup, man of the match performance. How can he be worth 40 million? If he was worth, I was talking to a West Ham fan on Twitter today, said if he was worth 40 million before last night, he's worth 60 million today. I agreed. I mean, it's a silly transfer market system at the moment. The numbers are conflated, they're crazy, but if he was worth 35 to 40 million before, he's easily worth 60 million now, because last night, as I said, man of the match performance. He stood up, went on the other wing. We didn't get someone standing up. I'll talk about that another time. So Pep said something very, very interesting, I think, in his press conference after the game. He said he's not going out on loan. Hey, I've been saying that for a long time. He said he's either going to stay with us or he's going to be sold. Now, look, maybe Pep's just been blunt and honest, and maybe last night and the Community Shield doesn't make a difference to the decision that's probably already been made, but it's got to be making have an impact. As I said, if he scored that second goal, there's no way, in my opinion, that we would have sold him. He's just showing too much. Look, it might just be you have the purple patch, flash in the pan, and he might not, he might stay and not be very good for the rest of the season. But we don't need the money, as far as I'm concerned. I don't believe we need the money right now. Okay, I'm not saying we're flush with cash, and our finances are brilliant, because we are spending money. Obviously, Guardiola costing whatever 70 odd million quid, Kovacic 20 odd million, and I'm pretty sure we're going to spend well over 100 million pounds on one or two more signings this window. And if we get Jeremy Doku, that's going to cost us best thick end of 50 million quid. If we get Lucas Paqueta, that's going to cost us a thick end of 100 million quid. So it would be nice to get some money in, and if we sell Cole Palmer for 40 million quid, that hits us straight away on our bottom line. 40 million quid profit on the sale of a player, because he's come from the academy. He's cost us nothing. So I can see the draw, to selling him and getting good money, but I don't think we need the money. And in the absence of KDB, anybody you get in, whether it's Jeremy Doku, whether it's Lucas Paqueta, whether it's somebody else, if they've not played that much in the Premier League, Jeremy Doku hasn't played in the Premier League. Look, he might be so good that it doesn't matter. Paqueta's only played 20 odd games in the Premier League. Cole Palmer's not even played 20 games in the Premier League, but he's City through and through, and he's spent the last 2 years training with the first team, training under Pep and learning. So for me, my decision is don't sell him, keep him for that one more season, give the kid the chance to show what he can do. And I'm very hopeful that Cole Palmer, as I said, he's now showing that maturity. He's showing that he's getting older. He's showing that experience, and he's hopefully listening to what he's been told. He's not going to go around losing the ball, and he's going to create lots of opportunities. And he's an exciting talent. He's one of the most exciting players we've got on the pitch, certainly in a wide area. He's the guy who you think, hey, yes, this guy is going to do something special. So Cole Palmer, remember his name, man of the match performance last night against Sevilla in the Super Cup. And I think this is going to be his breakout season, and I think we're going to talk about him for years to come. Guys, if you're new to our channel, it would be fantastic if you could subscribe. If you can hit that bell icon, you'll be notified as soon as new videos come out. We'll see you around Blues.